I'm Korean teacher Hyunok-jang.
And I'm Gerhard. I'm learning Korean. In this lesson on irregular Korean verbs and adjectives, we will learn how to correctly conjugate irregular adjectives that end in Batchim he. There are also regular verbs and adjectives with Batchim he. So as with most irregular verbs and adjectives, you need to learn which are regular and which are irregular. And other than with other rules on irregular verbs and adjectives, most of the irregular words that end in Batchim he are adjectives, and most of these adjectives are
Colors.
We're gonna learn two rules now. Here is rule number 1. When an irregular verb or adjective stem with Batchim he meets a or o, we remove he and add e. If the verb stem ends in a or o, the combination with e results in the double vowel e. And if the verb stem ends in ya, the result is
예.
Let's look at an example. So here we have 3 adjectives.
Yes. So 노랗다.
노랗다 means yellow, to be yellow. It's an adjective for the color yellow.
My favorite color.
Your favorite color?
Yes.
I did not know.
오.
게하드 씨는 무슨 색을 좋아해요?
노란색을 좋아해요.
그렇다.
그렇다 means to be like that.
하얗다.
하얗다 is the color white, the adjective for the color white, so it means to be white. Let's conjugate them into the present tense.
So 노랗다.
노랗다, the last vowel is a.
So we add 아요.
아요. Remember the rule? When Batchim he meets a or o, we remove he.
When 받침 흐 meets a or o, 흐 is removed. So 노랗아요.
노랗아요. But then we also learned we have to add
이.
e.
Here. 이. Then 노래요.
노래요 because e and a becomes e.
So a or o meets e, then it becomes e.
So it becomes e every time because the rule only applies if he meets a or o. He gets kind of replaced by e. That means if the rule applies, a or o meets e and becomes e.
So 노랗다, 노래요.
노랗다, 노래요. How about the other 2 examples?
It's the same. Und the last vowel is not a or o. So we add 어요.
Oyo. So again, he meets a or o in oyo. So we remove he, meaning we get 그렇어요.
And we add
e. So we get
그래요.
그래요.
하얗다.
In 하얗다, the last vowel is ya. Ya consists of e and a. So a or o, so we add 아요.
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 Then
하얗아요. 하얗아요, and then we remove he. We add e, ya, and e is 예.
So 하예요. 하예요.
하예요.
하예요.
So it always either becomes or 예.
예.
And now let's have a look at rule number 2. The second rule we need to follow when it comes to irregular verbs and adjectives ending in Batchim he says that when Batchim he meets a vowel in the next syllable, we not only remove he, but we also need to remove the vowel This would, for example, be the case in the future tense. Can we look at an example?
So 빨갛다
빨갛다,
means red.
red, to be red, an adjective. Yes?
The future tense is 을 거예요.
을 거예요, because we have a Batchim. Batchim he.
So 받침 흐 meets 으.
Batchim he meets So we first remove he.
First remove 흐 and
We also remove
으 as well. Then
And then does r become Batchim of the previous syllable?
yes, then 갈 거예요. 갈 거예요.
갈 거예요.
So the second rule, 받침 흐 meets 으. Then both are removed.
Because most of the irregular verbs we learn in this lesson are adjectives, and many grammars, for example with the colors, don't make much sense. Like many grammars, like the imperative doesn't make sense with colors. We will now have a quick look at how to use adjectives directly with nouns. There will be a detailed lesson on that, lesson number 77 of Korean for beginners. But let's just have a quick look on how this works. To place an adjective before a noun in Korean, we add n to the adjective stem. So that's actually really easy. We put an adjective ending in n before a noun.
So for example, 좋은 사람.
좋은 사람, a good person. So the verb good before the noun person.
So 좋다, 좋 has a 받침. So we add 은.
좋 has a 받침, so we add 은. And then
예쁜 가방.
예쁜 가방, beautiful bag.
So 예쁘다 doesn't have 받침. So we add just 받침 니은 느.
네.
So 예쁜 가방.
So what can we do now that we know how to place adjectives before nouns? We told you that most of the irregular verbs and adjectives ending in Batchim he are colors. Now we can use those colors as adjectives to say something is red or green or white. But we can also use them together with the noun color to talk about different colors. That's what we will do now.
Let's go.
Let's look at the color red. Red is
빨갛다.
빨갛다.
So 빨갛다 has a 받침, right? Then we add 은 or 느. Which one?
은.
은.
We add 은, and now he meets
Then
we remove he.
흐.
We also remove and n becomes the Batchim of the previous syllable.
So 빨간.
빨간. So that's the form in which we can place an adjective before a noun.
So
now what's our noun?
색 means color.
색 means color.
So 빨간색.
The color red. Makes sense. So to summarize our two rules, one rule says that when he meets a or o, he is removed and e is added. And the other rule says that when he meets he is removed and is also removed. Now let's look at a few more examples. So here we have 3 regular verbs and adjectives, and then all the rest are irregular, right? And these are all adjectives?
Yes.
Yes.
And most of them are colors.
Most of them are colors.
좋다.
좋다, to be good.
놓다.
To To put on.
넣다,
넣다, to insert, to put in.
빨갛다,
To be red.
노랗다,
To be yellow.
파랗다,
To be blue.
까맣다,
To be black.
하얗다,
To be white.
그렇다,
To be like that.
어떻다,
To be how. So it's a question word that also needs to be conjugated.
좋다, 좋아요, 좋았어요, 좋고, 좋아서, 좋은, 좋을 거예요. 놓다, 놓아요, 놓았어요, 놓고, 놓아서, 놓은, 놓을 거예요. 넣다, 넣어요, 넣었어요, 넣고, 넣어서, 넣은, 넣을 거예요. 빨갛다, 빨개요, 빨겠어요, 빨갛고, 빨개서, 빨간, 빨갈 거예요.
얼굴이 왜 이렇게 빨개요?
술 한잔 했어요. 노랗다, 노래요, 노랬어요, 노랗고, 노래서, 노란, 노랄 거예요. 파랗다, 파래요, 파랬어요, 파랗고, 파래서, 파란, 파랄 거예요. 까맣다, 까매요, 까맸어요, 까맣고, 까매서, 까만, 까말 거예요. 하얗다, 하얘요, 하얘어요, 하얗고, 하얘서, 하얀, 하얄 거예요. 그렇다, 그래요, 그랬어요, 그렇고, 그래서, 그런, 그럴 거예요. 어떻다, 어때요, 어땠어요, 어떻고, 어때서, 어떤, 어떨 거예요.
게하드 씨는 어떤 여자를 좋아해요? 저런 여자는 어때요?
Let's quickly recap once again. How about
빨갛다?
빨갛다? 빨갛다 means red. Red, in the present tense, we remove h and add e, right?
So,
에. So, 빨개요. 빨개요.
빨개요.
h is removed, e is added, e plus r or o becomes 에. Same here. We removed h, added e and o, a becomes 에.
빨겠어요.
빨겠어요. And then go, because the rule for irregular verbs and adjectives ending in Batchim h only applies to Batchim h meeting the vowels a or o. So this is regular conjugation.
빨갛고,
빨갛고. And then here the rule applies again. h is removed and e is added.
빨개서.
빨개서. And then n, the grammar that we briefly discussed for putting adjectives before nouns. Here the rule applies again because we add n because there's a Batchim h, but then Batchim h is removed.
Also, is
Removed as well. So that's the second rule. Second rule applies here. And we learned how we can put the color in front of the noun for color and make it color red.
Yes.
And then with the future tense, the second rule also applies, right? So h is removed, and then is also removed from el 거예요, and it becomes 빨갈 거예요.
네.
오늘 날씨가 어때요?
너무 좋아요.
어떤 사람을 좋아해요?
저는 재미있는 사람을 좋아해요.
쓰레기래. 뭐? 천재 쓰레기. 일단
게하드 씨,
네.
이 드라마가 정말 재미있어요.
그래요?
한번 만나봐.
See you next time. Bye bye.
바이바이.